The doomsday storm hit, but my cruel parents had locked me in the basement to reflect on my mistakes. Then, a massive storm lasting for 2 months completely submerged the whole city. I was trapped in that basement, and drowned alive. But my parents took my little brother and that dog. They fled back to the old house and escaped death. When I opened my eyes again, I was covered from head to toe in luggage, standing at the door of the new giant villa. Thank God, heaven really has eyes. I actually came back to the time before the apocalypse hit. Mom, Dad, my brother is dirtier than my dog. I don't want him living here. Oh, don't worry, sweetie. Who said he's living here? There is no room for you here. You're going back to live in the old house. The air on the 30th floor is good. It's good for your health, too. Just like my past life, my parents wanted to kick me back to the old house. In my last life, I broke down crying and begged them to let me stay, only to be locked in the villa's basement to reflect on my behavior. That led to my tragic death. After I died, my soul drifted back to the old house. That's when I found out. My parents had taken my little brother and escaped to the old house. They survived the disaster. Mom, Dad, you're the best. Now that annoying brother of mine is out of the way, you guys will only love me. Don't worry, Aeon. Whether he's here or not, he will always only love you. Reborn and back from the dead. This time, I will hoard plenty of food and weld the doors of the house completely shut. I'm going to watch you all die a miserable death. Hey, sure, I'll go back to the old house right away. I wish Mom, Dad, my little brother, and the dog a very happy life in the new villa. I hope you all have a wonderful time. My parents and brother turned around and left. They didn't even try to ask me to stay. So annoying. Why are you walking so slowly? You're making us stand out here in the scorching heat. I tightly gripped the key to the old house in my pocket. We moved in such a hurry. They only cared about bringing my little brother and the dog. I'm the only one who has the key to the old house. Besides, a bizarre, massive storm is going to hit tonight. It's powerful enough to destroy this entire villa. My old house on the 30th floor is the safest place to be. Right now, I need to stock up on tons and tons of supplies. In my previous life, down in that basement, I was so starving I chewed my own fingernails, and so thirsty I drank filthy water. Can never let that kind of pure despair happen again. Unfortunately, I don't have much money. Just the $300 of pocket money I've been secretly saving up for ages. With just this much, it'll all be gone after buying a few boxes of instant noodles. If the storm really lasts for 2 months, I'll just end up starving anyway. Just as I was stressing out, my mom called me. Chungfeng, your little brother says the living room is way too hot. Go to the mall right now and buy an air conditioner. If your brother isn't cooling off in half an hour, I'm going to beat you to death. I checked my text messages. Money had already arrived. Okay, mommy, I'll go buy an air conditioner for my brother right away. After taking the money, I marched straight to the supermarket counter without a second thought, and loaded the entire $30,300 onto a shopping cart. I also need pepper spray and a stun baton for self-defense. The water and power will completely cut off during the storm, so I need to prioritize supplies that can last a long time and be eaten straight away. Let's start with 10 boxes of instant noodles, and 6 cases of bottled water. 8 boxes of emergency rations, 10 large packs of beef jerky. 200 self-heating meals. Plus, I need some tasty little snacks. Packaged chicken legs, duck heads, cured fish, and so on. Sweet potatoes, corn, carrots, and apples, too. I can't miss out on those. And I've gotta pack all kinds of essential meds, too. After a whole day of busting my ass, I finally moved all the supplies back into the old house. Once everything was set, the lightning outside the window tore through the night sky, right on cue. Watching the pouring rain, I remembered the horror of drowning in the basement in my past life. My hands clawing frantically at the iron door, until my nails literally bled. The water in the basement had already swallowed my thighs. Mom, Dad, it's flooding. The water's coming in. Let me out. Shut up. Don't you dare scare your little brother. This is our brand new, massive villa. A piece of trash like you only belongs in the basement. With rain this heavy, of course a little water gets in. Just sit there and soak. Is that normal? The experts said this rain is super weird. It might pour for 2 whole months. Honestly, it's better if you just drown down there, you little freak. By 3 or 4 in the morning, the entire basement was almost completely submerged. I was drenched to the bone, and the rainwater had already crept up to my chest. Struggling to breathe, I slammed my fists against the iron door with everything I had, screaming for help over and over again. Thank God. Right then, I heard my dad's voice. Chungfeng, do you have the keys to the old house on you? Hurry up and hand them over. Oh, okay, I'll get them right now. In my panic, I didn't think twice. I desperately dug the old house keys out of my pocket and shoved them through the gap. My dad snatched them away and yelled, "Honey, grab the boy, we're heading back to the old house. This rain is getting way too crazy. God forbid it actually rains for 2 months." Seeing him turn his back and walk away, I froze in the freezing water, sobbing and screaming, "Dad, open the door. The water pressure's too heavy. I can't budge it at all." My dad didn't even look back. He didn't even try. The iron grate was quickly swallowed by the rising flood. I collapsed into the water. As the water level crept higher and higher, I finally ran out of air. The feeling of drowning is absolutely agonizing. But now, I've been reborn. I have plenty of food, and there's no way in hell you're stepping foot in here. Without missing a beat, I sealed and reinforced every single door and window. But I still didn't feel completely safe. So, I grabbed the water barrels, filled them to the brim with fresh water, and barricaded the front door. So my parents bought 2 massive water barrels, big enough for me to sit inside and take a bath in. These 2 massive barrels, plus 3 smaller buckets, all completely barricading the door. Even if someone picked the lock, they wouldn't be able to push the door open. After getting all of this completely set up, I could finally let out a sigh of relief. But of course, right at that moment, my mom's name flashed on my ringing phone. I kept my eyes closed and lazily answered the phone. My mom immediately started screaming at me, "Chungfeng, where the heck have you been? I told you to get an air conditioner, and you didn't. You useless piece of trash. Your brother is practically burning up in here. Where is the AC? And now it's pouring rain. Who's going to deliver it now?" Mom was clearly absolutely furious. After all, me flat out ignoring her to not buy the AC was completely unimaginable in the past. I glanced outside at the torrential rain that was only getting heavier and heavier. "Ha ha ha, what are you laughing at? Are you out of your mind? I asked you, where is the air conditioner?" HMPH, the madder she got, the less I wanted to say a word. "Chungfeng, do you have a death wish? Are you deaf?" It was my dad who snatched the phone, his voice dripping with absolute rage and threats. If this were the old days, I'd be shaking in my boots just hearing him through the phone. But now, my days of trembling in fear are totally over. "Chill out. Once my dear little brother cooks in the heat, you won't even need an air conditioner anymore," I suggested to them with the sweetest tone. Dead silence on the other end. My dad was clearly stunned into disbelief. Then he shrieked at the top of his lungs, "Chungfeng, what the heck did you just say?" I just immediately hung up the phone. I stood up to take a shower. This time, I'm going to watch every single one of you get on your knees and beg me. I took a nice, long hot shower for a full hour. It was absolutely glorious. In the past, whenever I showered, if I took even a second over 10 minutes, my parents would absolutely scream at me for wasting water. They wouldn't even let me use the hot water. Stepping out of the shower, I felt totally refreshed. I took one look outside. It looked like the whole world was about to be drowned by the storm. I cracked open a self-heating meal and paired it with a juicy chicken leg and some cured fish. Just as I was digging into my feast, my phone buzzed again. It was the family group chat. My precious little brother was texting. "The rain is so scary. Mom, Dad, I'm a little freaked out. Can you guys come over to my room? Can you come keep your good boy company? Don't be scared, sweetheart. We're heading over right now." Mom and Dad were totally at his beck and call. They rushed right over to baby him. A few minutes later, he posted an update on his socials. It was a selfie of the 3 of them, cuddling with the dog in his bedroom. "We just moved into the new villa and it starts pouring. Such awful luck, but I'm so happy Mom and Dad are here with me." Posting that wasn't enough for him, though. He purposely tagged me in the group chat. "Hey bro, where are you? Are you scared? I heard you wanted me to roast to death, so you wouldn't have to buy the air conditioner. Do you really hate me that much?" I couldn't care less about his whining. "Wow, this chicken leg is seriously delicious." Seeing that I was totally ignoring him, my dear brother kept pressing. "Bro, I've got Mom and Dad keeping me safe. I was so scared. You're all by yourself in that old, dumpy house. You must be absolutely terrified, right?" Haha. By the time I finished inhaling my awesome meal, I packed up the trash neatly. I bagged it all up and tossed it straight into my little brother's old room. I even made sure to snap a picture and send it to the family group chat, just to make it crystal clear where the trash ended up. Naturally, my brother absolutely lost his mind on the spot. "What the heck are you doing? Why are you throwing garbage in my room?" "Well, it's pouring outside, so I can't take it out. Your room is gonna have to be the dump for now, so it doesn't stink up the whole house for me." My brother immediately tried to video call me, but I just ignored it. A short while later, my dad sent a voice message, absolutely roaring, "Chungfeng, do you have a death wish or something? How dare you throw your trash? Into your brother's room? You absolute lunatic. You better clean his room up right this second. Clean it up right now, or I swear I'll beat the living daylights out of you. Hee hee, I just replied with a smiley face emoji. Then I turned off my phone and tossed it aside. And that night, listening to the thunder and lightning outside, I slept more soundly than I ever had in my life. By the time I finally woke up, the sky outside was still completely dark and gloomy. The torrential rain showed absolutely no signs of stopping. As soon as I turned my phone back on, I saw dozens of missed calls from my mom and dad at 2:43 in the morning. Clearly, just like in my previous life, they realized something was very wrong in the middle of the night. And they rushed all the way back to the old house overnight. All these calls they made to me must have been to get me to open the door for them. Sneering to myself, I slowly walked over to the front door. Through the door, I could hear them talking. Changfeng must not be home. He probably knew how mad we'd be, and was terrified we'd make him pay for it. So he must have run off and hid in the middle of the night. Then, my brother spoke up, his voice hoarse and miserable. What are we gonna do? I'm so tired, and so hungry. We need to get this door open. None of us even brought our keys. With this massive storm outside, there's absolutely no way we'll find a locksmith right now. Don't worry, my sweet boy. Daddy's right here. My brother kept crying while cursing my name. It's all that useless loser Changfeng's fault. How could he not leave the keys at the villa? I swear, I'm gonna break his arms. I'm really gonna break Changfeng's arms for this. Right at that moment, the heavy rain suddenly eased up, and the sky brightened just a little bit. My dad was absolutely overjoyed. The rain is stopping. Let's go. We're heading back to the villa. See, I told you. There's no way a rainstorm like this could actually last for 2 whole months. And he still thinks he's gonna break my arms over this? HMPH. What you idiots probably don't realize is that you've just thrown away your absolute only chance of survival. If you had just stayed here in the apartment building, you could completely avoid getting caught in the flood. Plus, with so many people living in this building, you'd always be able to scrounge up some food. But no, you just had to insist on going back to that precious villa of yours. Sure enough, the second they arrived home, the pouring rain started up all over again. The local government quickly issued an emergency warning. The water levels in the Jianjiang River had surged so much that it was dangerously close to bursting its banks. And the Jianjiang River was only 1 kilometer away from our neighborhood. On top of that, the property management sent out an urgent alert. They said the sudden blackout was caused by the power lines short-circuiting down in the underground parking garage. There was live electricity leaking in some areas, so they warned everyone to absolutely stay out of the floodwaters. Ha ha ha, with live electricity in the water, who in their right mind would dare step foot out there? Sure enough, my dad sent a voice memo to the group chat. Honey, take our son up to the 3rd floor for now. Don't go down to the 1st floor or touch the water. Lord knows where there's a live wire. This is so frustrating. When is this rain going to stop? Now I can't even boil some noodles for our son. Right after that, that precious family of 3 started verbally attacking me again. I kept my mouth shut and just started cooking my dinner. Once I was full and satisfied, I leaned over the balcony again. I started munching on an apple. By now, the storm had completely spiraled out of control. Every single road down in our complex was completely submerged. Even the giraffe statue in the plaza had water up to its knees. That meant the floodwaters in our complex were at least half a meter deep. By day 5, the giraffe's legs were completely submerged. By day 7, even the giraffe's horns had gone under. And it was on this exact day that a massive flash flood came sweeping in from the direction of the Jianjiang River. The entire neighborhood was in pure panic. People were screaming, "Did the Jianjiang River burst its banks? Hurry, run to higher ground." There was water everywhere. Everything was descending into absolute chaos. I hurriedly checked my security door, making sure it was completely secure. Then, I lay back down on the couch with peace of mind. My phone still had a signal. In the family group chat, after several days of dead silence, there was finally a message. I found a power bank and charged my phone. How are you guys holding up? I'm trapped on the 2nd floor balcony. I think the living room water is electrified. I'm too scared to move. Hubby, we're hiding up in the attic. Thank God we brought the raw noodles upstairs. We're just eating them dry, so at least we won't starve. How are you doing? I managed to fish out a bunch of rotten bananas. They floated over in the water. That's all I've got right now. Daddy, I'm so hungry. I just can't take this anymore. Go find me something to eat right now. Oh, my sweet boy. Please don't cry. I can see someone over in the villa across from us. I'll beg them for some food in a little bit. Wait, beg for food? Don't you just open your mouth and eat? Look at this steaming hot, self-heating hot pot. Look at these huge, glistening chicken wings. And this sweet, ice-cold cola. These big, crisp red apples. I couldn't finish all this food even if I tried. Chungfeng, you little bastard. Where the hell did you get that food? Bring it over here right this second. Right now, Chungfeng, bring it to me. You're in the old house, aren't you? Why the hell didn't you open the door last time? Do you have a death wish or something? Hey fam, just enjoying a simple little hot pot for dinner. Seeing me act so smug, my brother and my mom lost their absolute minds. They kept bombarding the chat with maximum length, 60-second voice memos. But I didn't listen to a single one of them. Instead, it was my dad who finally typed out a text. Chungfeng, the floodwaters are everywhere now. The Jianjiang River has burst its banks. You need to stay safe. Do not go outside, you hear? Ha, spoken like a true corporate executive. My dad is an absolute master at manipulating people. I still remember 3 years ago, when he was in the hospital for 2 months. I took care of him day and night, working myself to the bone until I nearly collapsed. And my mom still yelled at me for being ungrateful. It completely broke my heart back then. I had just decided to run away from home and never come back. When he suddenly pulled me into a hug and said, Chungfeng, thank you for taking care of me. Dad is truly, deeply grateful to you. I instantly burst into tears, finally feeling like I was seen and appreciated. All my resentment just vanished into thin air. I gave up on leaving home, and went right back to being their obedient, tireless little slave. Looking back on it now, my dad really is incredible. He diffused all my anger so effortlessly, and I didn't even realize it. It literally gives me goosebumps. Staring at his supposedly caring messages now, I just feel completely sick to my stomach. Of course I am not going outside. You are the ones who forced me to move back into this old house anyway. I am not going anywhere. That is good. Dad was so worried something terrible had happened to you. By the way, the homeowners in our villa district are teaming up to survive. Somebody here has a rubber raft. I saw it. You are all alone in that old house. We are just so worried about you. We are going to find a chance to take that raft and come get you. Make sure you open the door for us, okay? Ha, look at that. The fox is finally showing its true colors. I was just about to curse him out, when my mom suddenly changed her tune too, sending me sweet, caring messages out of nowhere. Chungfeng, honey, this bizarre rainstorm is just too dangerous. A family needs to stick together to look out for each other. Please, please stay safe. Even my little brother sent me a smiley face emoji. Wait for us, big brother. Our family is finally going to be reunited. We are all going to be totally fine. Yeah, right, who the hell is your family? A cold sneer crept onto my face as I started forming a plan. If they actually managed to get their hands on a raft, coming over here would be a piece of cake. Honestly, wading through the floodwaters isn't the real issue. The food is. Hunger will slowly strip away people's sanity. And it won't be long before much more terrifying things start happening in these apartment buildings. If they do come here and start blabbing to everyone that I have food, it will put a massive target on my back. But as long as I can secure my own safety, they are the ones who will be in danger. Since I can't stop them from coming anyway, I might as well hit them where it hurts. Ah, you guys are the best. Hurry over here safely. I will leave the door wide open for you. I replied, feeding them empty promises. We love you, son. Wait for us, HMPH. Oh, I will definitely wait. I am going to wait right here to watch you suffer miserably. Right after making that little deal, the internet completely cut out. No water, no power, no internet. The entire city has clearly collapsed. And with over 1 month left before the rain finally stops, there is absolutely zero chance of rescue teams getting in. With water this deep, even an assault boat would have a hard time getting in, let alone dropping off supplies. But if I told anyone about this, absolutely no one would believe me. The real hell on earth has begun. I turned around and went back inside, using the flashes of lightning to double-check my supplies. Mountains of self-heating meals, cases of bottled water, 6,024 milliliters. Sweet potatoes and radishes scattered all over the floor, plus all sorts of snacks. This stuff is enough for me to feast on for half a year all by myself. Then, I cracked open a bottle of cola. The feeling of the bubbles bursting on my tongue gave me an incredible sense of relief. But I didn't let my guard down. I walked out to the balcony again, and looked next door, my dear parents and little brother. If they haven't kicked the bucket yet, I'll set them up next door when they get back. The place next door is a bare shell apartment that never sold. It doesn't even have a security door installed. Our 2 balconies are pretty close, but with the load-bearing wall and security bars in the way, climbing over is completely impossible. However, Passing supplies over with a stick is perfectly doable. When the time comes, I'll shift the target, making the hundreds of pairs of starving, green eyes in this building. Making all those starving, green eyes stare right at them. You can imagine how that will end. I rubbed my chin, a cold smirk creeping up the corners of my mouth. At noon, 3 days later, the torrential rain miraculously paused once again. Leaving only a light, drizzling rain. This kind of fake pause gave people false hope. Many residents in the building, dizzy with hunger, crowded around the windows and stairwells, staring outside with desperate eyes. Praying for a rescue that simply didn't exist. Someone's coming, someone's coming. They aren't soldiers, Pa, just people from the villa district. I crossed my arms and took a look. Well, if it isn't my loving family, gotta hand it to them. They managed to score a rubber dinghy in just 3 days. Even though they looked like absolute hell, you could feel their wild joy of surviving a disaster from a mile away. Especially my little brother, wiping away tears while paddling, seemingly with a dog's leg dangling from his mouth, when they tied the dinghy to the stair railing that was already submerged up to the first floor, and climbed into the apartment building. It instantly caused a massive commotion. Hey, where did you guys come from? Did you bring any food? Are there any supplies on the boat? Share some with us, please. My kid is starving to death. A crowd swarmed them like sharks smelling blood in the water. Naturally, my parents didn't have any food. Their only asset was that rubber dinghy. To shake off the mob, my dad pointed upstairs. Get out of the way. Move aside. My son is on the 30th floor. He's the richest guy in this block. His place is fully stocked with food. We're going to get some from him. I'll fight anyone who tries to stop me. That single shout instantly threw me right under the bus. As soon as the crazed, starving neighbors heard that, their eyes lit up, and they all started trailing right behind them. They marched in a massive crowd, climbing all the way up to the 30th floor. Soon, the sound of loud banging on the door echoed. My dad pounded on the door with all his might. Chungfeng, Dad is here. Chungfeng, hurry up and open the door. He was completely out of breath. He looked like he could drop dead from starvation at any second. Well, this time, I won't pretend I'm not home. I'll play a little game with you all. I sprinted over, grabbed the handle, pretended to aggressively jiggle it, and put on my best crying voice. Mom, Dad, the door lock is broken. I've tried so many times, but it just won't open. What do you mean it won't open? How dare you? Chungfeng, try it a few more times. Maybe the heavy moisture rusted it shut. Just keep trying. My dad held back his raging temper, while my mom desperately urged me. Chungfeng, open the door quickly. Your little brother has a fever. I know we have fever medicine inside. I'm trying. I'm panicking too. What the hell is wrong with this stupid lock? While faking my tears, I randomly scratched my fingers against the door panel, creating the perfect illusion that I was desperately fighting to unlock it. Chungfeng, are you doing this on purpose? You just don't want to let us in, do you? Little brother, how can you say that about me? I'm pushing as hard as I can. You useless piece of trash. What good are you anyway? The moment he finished shouting, he viciously slammed his body against the door. But my heavily reinforced door didn't budge an inch. Instead, it only left his shoulder screaming in pain. My mom joined in to ram the door too. Once she realized they couldn't break it open, she shrieked furiously, Chungfeng, you better try again. Get this damn door open right now. But I really can't open it. By this time, quite a few neighbors had gathered outside in the hallway. So, I decided to drag them right into the chaos. Aunties, uncles, we have lots of food in my house. Why don't you all try ramming the door together? Maybe you can knock the lock loose. Those words were like dropping a live grenade into a crowded pond. The crowd that was just watching suddenly boiled over with sheer madness. There's food? Little Lin, you said it yourself. Come on, everyone, push together. For the food, tear the whole door down if we have to. In a split second, deafening crashes and loud, synchronized chanting erupted from the hallway. Push, but my reinforced, heavy-duty security iron door was more than ready to punish the shoulders of everyone who tried. Ouch, my arm. Is this door welded shut or something? It's completely rock solid. Did he block it with something from the inside? Everyone started howling in pain, their fiery enthusiasm instantly cooled by half. Seeing this, I pretended to panic and burst into fake tears again. What should we do? The door is completely stuck. Chungfeng, you are absolutely useless. I'm literally starving to death here, and I have a burning fever, yet you just happen to not be able to open the door. You are such a cursed jinx. Seeing his precious son suffering like this, my dad's heart instantly shattered for him. Through the heavy door, he gave me his final ultimatum. Chungfeng, I am giving you exactly 1 more minute. If you don't get this door open, I'll end you. This is hilarious. You've spent your whole life bullying people with your authority, never caring about the actual facts. But now, standing behind this steel barricade, you look like a total joke. It really won't open. It was turning a little bit just a second ago. When everyone slammed into it just now, the lock cylinder must have gotten completely warped and jammed. It won't budge at all now. This is all your fault for ramming it. As soon as I flipped the blame on them, the two neighbors who were still messing with the door got scared and immediately snatched their hands back. Stop ramming it, stop it. The more you ram it, the worse it gets. Keep this up and nobody gets any food. Forget it, forget it. There's something seriously freaky about this door. Don't go breaking any bones. Several neighbors walked away, muttering colorful curses under their breath. They only came here hoping to scavenge some scraps. Now that they saw it was hopeless, they weren't about to waste their precious energy here. But just as the first crisis passed, a new one began. Mom, Dad, and my little brother definitely weren't going to give up that easily. We can go to the apartment next door. We'll make Chungfeng pass the food over to us through the balcony. Room 3002 next door was never sold. It doesn't even have a security door installed. Whenever I was treated badly in the past, I loved to go hide in there. And my little brother loved to stand on our balcony and call out to me, "Oh, my dear big brother. Come here, I brought you some food." He'd stand on the balcony of room 3001 and reach over with some food tied to a stick. But just as I'd reach out to grab it, he would suddenly yank the stick back. Ha ha ha, I'm just messing with you, bro. That balcony was my sanctuary, but it was also his playground. He knows the layout of both balconies perfectly. So, the moment he realized I wasn't opening the door, he instantly thought of the balcony. As soon as my parents heard the idea, they were overjoyed and immediately started rushing me. Chungfeng, bring the food to the balcony. Find a way to pass it over. They grabbed my little brother and jogged over to the balcony next door. Seeing this, the crowd of neighbors quickly followed them. Soon, the balcony next door was a chaotic mess. Over a dozen people squeezed together, staring over at my side. There was another group stuck behind them, unable to squeeze in. They looked like a flock of geese craning their necks. I spotted quite a few familiar faces in the crowd, including Auntie Wong from room 3003. And Grandpa Zhao from room 2901. Seeing them, my guard actually dropped a little. Truth is, I did have some happy moments over the years. Like when I was getting beaten, Auntie Wong would come over and plead for me, begging my dad to stop hitting me. Or how Grandpa Zhao grew watermelons, and would occasionally bring one over for my family. If he saw I was home alone, he'd tell me to cut one open and eat it secretly, just in case my parents didn't leave any for me when they got back. These tiny, seemingly insignificant acts of kindness would keep me happy for a long time. Maybe if I just reason with them a little, these neighbors won't resort to extreme measures. And then I could avoid any potential danger. Chungfeng. What are you staring at? Hurry up and pass the food over. My dad, annoyed by my hesitation, craned his neck and barked at me. My mom was practically drooling as she stroked my little brother's head. And bring the fever medicine over too. Your brother has had a high fever for 2 days. My brother's face was unnaturally flushed, looking completely drained of life. But when it came to me, oh, he had plenty of energy. He pointed at the clothes rack on my balcony. Chungfeng, use that. Hurry up and send over some food and ibuprofen. Right this second. Alright, hold on. I went and hauled out a box of bread and a box of bottled water. When the crowd saw that, their eyes practically glowed green with hunger. They shoved and pushed against each other, literally drooling. They were starving, like a dying man getting a sudden burst of energy. My brother screamed. Hurry, give it to me. He stretched his arms out as far as he could, completely ignoring the pouring rain. I tied a pack of instant noodles to the clothes rack and extended it outward. Then, I smashed the pole right onto his hand. His arms were skinny and soft. That single strike swelled his hand up immediately, making him shriek in agony. Ah, what the hell are you doing? Chungfeng, have you lost your damn mind? Why are you hitting your brother? He didn't get in line. Mom, Dad, just look around. So many of our neighbors are standing right here watching. There is only one box of noodles and one box of water left. Everyone needs to eat. Why should he get to go first? Everyone, listen up. These supplies are for saving lives. We have to follow the rules. Families with the elderly, pregnant women, and children get priority. Anyone who cuts the line gets absolutely nothing. That little speech instantly transformed me from an ungrateful son into the ultimate symbol of justice. Little Lin is right. Why should your family get to hog everything? Exactly, we need to line up. Honestly, at this point, even though a lot of people were starving, the true darkness of human nature hadn't fully shown itself yet. As long as someone stood up to set the rules, people would instinctively follow them. My goal was incredibly simple. I wanted to completely isolate my so-called loving family. Little Feng, thank you so much. My mom is already so frail, and she's been starving for days. Could you please spare a bag of bread for us? Auntie Wang didn't act like the others. She didn't shove her way to the front frantically. Instead, she stood quietly in the corner. Without another word, I secured another pack of noodles to the pole and steadily passed it over. Auntie Wang caught it. This is for your mother. Nobody grab it, there is enough for everyone. The crowd fought back their urge to snatch it. They parted the way for Auntie Wang. I breathed a sigh of relief. People were still rational enough. They could still be reasoned with. But suddenly, my mom lunged forward and snatched the bread right out of her hands. She clutched it tightly to her chest. This is our family's bread. I'm not giving it to anyone else. Get the hell away. She guarded the food like her life depended on it, her face twisted with vicious anger. My brother started screaming too. This is our bread, back off. Hey, that was what little Feng gave to Auntie Wang. How can you be so unreasonable? This kid Chungfeng just wants to play the good guy. No way, this bread belongs to our family. Let's see who dares to grab it. My dad, relying on his big and burly build, was always used to throwing his weight around. But he forgot that things were different now. Who's going to put up with him? A few big guys pushed their way over, looking fierce. What are you acting so tough for? You beat Chungfeng every single day. Everyone knows you play favorites. Now suddenly Chungfeng is your precious son? He's my son, I'll beat him if I want to. Mind your own business. My dad was still acting all high and mighty. One of the neighbors couldn't take it anymore and gave him a hard shove. Chungfeng has a whole box of bread over there. Do you really need to fight over this one loaf? Since Chungfeng wants to share it with you all, just go ask him for it. My mom was really good at playing this trick to shift the target onto me. While the neighbors turned to look at me, she quickly grabbed my dad and held my little brother tight. The three of them, just like a bunch of rats, huddled into the deepest corner of the balcony, ripped open the packaging, and started wolfing down the bread. Zhao Feng, everyone was staring at me. I let out a heavy sigh, picked up the box of instant noodles, and made a show of heading back inside. Since my parents are being so greedy, forget it. To keep you guys from fighting, I'm not sharing these noodles anymore. No, wait, don't do that, Zhao Feng. Don't go, Zhao Feng, see that? And you guys actually stuck up for him. He's just a selfish jerk. He's hoarding it, now you know why we always beat him, right? He's just a piece of trash, messing with you guys on purpose. My brother is rotten to the core. Don't let him fool you. Watching my family's pathetic little act, I let out a cold laugh. Then I turned around, went into my room, and came back out carrying a huge bag. I was just messing with you guys earlier. Look. What's this? I reached into the bag and pulled out 10 piping hot self-heating meals, a massive vacuum-sealed bag of spiced beef jerky, and a whole basin full of freshly washed sweet potatoes, self-heating rice, beef. At that exact moment, the only sound on the balcony was people loudly gulping down their spit. Chungfeng, you have so much. Zhao Feng, honey, don't just give all this stuff away to outsiders. Let mom and dad keep it safe for you. Big brother, I want the self-heating meal, the one with the meat in it. Hurry up and give it to me. Except for my parents and my little brother, everyone else is getting a share of this food, for no other reason than to thank you all for looking out for me in the past. Mr. Zhao, I'll leave the distribution up to you. 10 boxed meals for the seniors and the kids, and 1 portion of beef jerky and sweet potatoes for everyone else. Alright, Zhao Feng, I knew you were a good kid. I'll hand it out. If anyone tries to steal it, I'll fight them to the death. I started using a laundry pole to pass the supplies over, one by one. The sweet potatoes drew beautiful, graceful arcs through the air, letting the food fall into the hands of those tearfully grateful neighbors, and seeing my parents and brother look so furious they could spit blood, but completely helpless to stop it. Giving away this food was so damn worth it. Besides, I had 2 reasons for sharing the food. First, to repay their kindness, because many of the neighbors have genuinely been good to me, giving me a rare glimpse of warmth. Second, to prevent a riot. After all, I'm the center of attention right now. Everyone knows I have food at home. If things get extreme, a lot of people will lose their minds, and I would definitely become public enemy number 1. Even if they couldn't break through my door, life will go back to normal in 2 months. And what would I do then? So there's really no need to isolate myself from the world and just sit around watching others suffer. It's not like it's the actual end of the world. Of course, I am more than happy to sit back and watch my family suffer. For a while, everyone was beaming with joy, laughter echoing around. As if the torrential rain outside had already stopped. The group of people left one after another. Auntie Wong left last. She handed me a lollipop. Looking a bit sheepish as she said, "Little Feng, I've been saving this and couldn't bear to eat it. Here, it's for you." "Thank you." I peeled off the wrapper and popped it into my mouth. The sweetness spread across my tongue. By now, only my parents and brother were left. My dad hadn't dared to intervene earlier because the crowd was so riled up. But now that everyone was gone, he immediately roared at me. "You wasteful piece of trash. You gave away all that food? Is there something wrong with your damn head? Yeah. Even if you took the chance to sell it to them at a high price, that would have been fine. People would scramble to buy a single sweet potato for $100. You useless loser, hurry up and give me the ibuprofen. Why do you care about other people? I'm your brother, I need the medicine, hey." "Oh, now you're my brother? Weren't you trying to break my arm just a while ago?" I turned around coldly and went back into my room. "Chung Feng, I'll haunt you even if I turn into a ghost." They cursed like maniacs next door, throwing their bodies against the wall. And kicking the security door, but I completely ignored them, put in my earplugs, and wow, the world was so peaceful. Early the next morning, the moment I woke up, I couldn't wait to head out to the balcony. "Good son, we were wrong. Please give us a little something to eat, okay? Son. Come out, we actually love you very much. Really, we were just dizzy from hunger yesterday. Brother, I was wrong. I shouldn't have bullied you before. Please save me, I need the medicine, my head hurts so much." Right at that moment, Auntie Wong came over, supporting a heavily pregnant woman. It was Teacher Chin, who lived on the 28th floor. My elementary school literature teacher. "Little Feng, Teacher Chin is running a high fever. Her husband is stuck at the TV station and can't come back. She's pregnant, so she doesn't dare to just take any random medicine. I heard you have children's fever medicine or ibuprofen here. Chung Feng, I am so incredibly sorry. I really have no other choice. Nothing can happen to the baby in my belly." Without a second thought, I turned around, went back inside, and grabbed a whole bottle of ibuprofen. "Ms. Chen, here, take this. The side effects are a little milder." I tied the medicine bottle to a stick and passed it over. Ms. Chin reached out to grab it, but just as she was about to get it, my brother, who had been lying flat on the ground, suddenly sprang up and snatched the medicine bottle right out of the air. He clutched it tightly in his hands. "Chung Feng, are you even human? I am your own brother. You refused to save me, but you're saving a total stranger for what? Oh my god, how could you snatch medicine from a pregnant woman? Give it back right now." Auntie Wong reached out to grab it back. Seeing this, my parents' fierce instinct to protect their precious son exploded. They kicked Auntie Wong right in the stomach, knocking her completely flat on her back. "Who dares to take my son's medicine? This ibuprofen belongs to my family. It's mine." During the struggle, my brother accidentally bumped hard into Ms. Chin. "Stop it." Ms. Chin stumbled violently and crashed hard onto the ground. "Auntie Wong, quickly, call for help. Ms. Chin is bleeding. Somebody, please help. This family is beating up a pregnant woman." That terrified scream woke up the entire building. A crowd of people came running over, and seeing this horrifying scene, they were all completely stunned. A neighbor who looked like a doctor rushed out from the panic-stricken crowd. "Oh no, her placenta might be detaching. She's going into premature labor. Everyone, help block the view. I'll deliver the baby." The crowd frantically formed a human wall. A few burly men glared fiercely with bloodshot eyes at my brother, who was still clutching the ibuprofen tightly. "Hurry up and get that medicine back. Ms. Chin is still running a dangerous fever. The ibuprofen is mine. It is mine. Whoever comes near me, I'll bite you." My brother unscrewed the cap and was about to pour it down his throat. The burly men couldn't hold back their rage anymore. They charged forward to snatch it. My dad desperately tried to stop them, but this time, nobody was going to put up with his crap. "You even laid hands on a pregnant woman? Beat the hell out of him." A massive flurry of punches and kicks ensued. In just a few hits, my dad was beaten to the ground. The ibuprofen was snatched back and quickly handed over to the doctor. "Dad, that was my medicine. Don't panic, son. Dad will rest for a second and then go out to find medicine for you. I need to take medicine right now. I feel so awful. I can't hold on much longer." Okay. "I will go find medicine for you right now. Son, just hold on a little bit longer. Dad will be right back." However, my brother felt this wasn't reassuring enough. He turned around and threw himself into Mom's arms. Mom, aren't I your absolute favorite? You should go out and find medicine for me too. Listening to my brother's vicious and selfish words, and watching this total circus of a mess unfold, I stood on the balcony. Completely expressionless, a single bottle of ibuprofen had finally and completely torn down the pathetic facade of your fake family love. Luckily, in the end, Ms. Chin's baby was saved. It was a premature baby. Whether we lived or died was entirely up to fate. That night, I gave Mr. Chin 10 boxes of self-heating rice and some apples. As for my dear family, they had pissed everyone off and were completely shut out. Time seemed to drag on forever through the hunger and the bitter cold, agonizingly slow through the endless rain and freezing temperatures. The floodwaters had reached the 15th floor. 1.5 months later, early that morning, I went out to hand out sweet potatoes just like always. I heard an incredibly faint noise coming from the balcony next door. I turned my head to look. It was my mom, Chung Feng. Please, save me. No one will give me anything to eat. I'm begging you, just give me a bite of food. Where's your wonderful husband and your precious golden boy? Your dad saw a box floating in the water and tried to grab it. But the raft flipped over. Oh. I didn't feel a single ounce of pity. That man died to me the moment he locked me in that basement in my past life. I had absolutely nothing to do with him anymore. You could have saved us. You have so much food. But you just stood there and watched us suffer. Are you even human? 3 years ago, when our house caught on fire, Dad grabbed my little brother. And you grabbed the damn dog and ran out. You left me locked inside. If Mr. Zhao hadn't kicked that door down, I would have been burned to ashes. Did you ever stop to think if I was human back then? Did it ever cross your mind that I was your son too? So what if I'm standing by and watching you all drop dead? After what you did to me in my last life, and how you couldn't wait for me to drop dead in this one. Stop, please stop, I was wrong. We were too biased, we deserve to die. Chung Feng, I'm so sorry. Please forgive Mom, Mom is just so hungry. Just then, a ghostly figure dragged itself out from the shadows. He was actually still alive. I only care about my big brother now. My brother is my only real family. My mother froze, as if the very last drop of life had been drained right out of her. My little brother completely ignored her, clinging to the wall as he shuffled over to the edge of the balcony. He looked up at me with this sickening, twisted, fawning smile. Haha, bro, hee hee hee. You finally showed up. Give me something to eat this time, okay? I'll be your little lapdog from now on. I'll bite anyone you tell me to. Bro, big brother, just give me a little food, please. Looking at his pathetic face, I felt nothing but disgust. Your dad is dead, did you know that? Bro, I know I messed up before. Let's just be good brothers from now on, okay? I swear I'll be good and listen to everything you say. I'll do exactly what you tell me. Please, brother, just give me a little food. Hearing those words, the mother slumped on the floor suddenly stopped crying. She slowly raised her head, staring dead at my little brother. The absolute last spark of light in her eyes just died. It was replaced by this look of absolute, insane resolve. You monster. I never should have loved you, not for a single second. I stood frozen in place. Let's never be family again in the next life. The moment she climbed over the railing, Mom's face actually showed a hint of a relieved smile. The world went completely quiet. Half a month later, the rain finally stopped. The long-lost sunlight pierced through the clouds, shining down on the devastated city. The roar of helicopters echoed across the sky. The rescue team was finally here. I opened the security door that had been sealed shut for 2 months. Old Mr. Zhao, Mrs. Wang, and Ms. Chin holding her baby were all standing at the doorway. We looked at each other and smiled. Words weren't needed. Half a year later, the city began rebuilding after the floodwaters receded. As the sole heir, I inherited that previously flooded yet newly renovated villa, along with the massive life insurance payout my parents left behind. I got a golden retriever and named him Yusheng. I sat on the villa's lawn and threw the frisbee. Yusheng happily chased after it. The sunlight felt so warm on my skin. There wasn't a trace of cold left anymore.
Follow, like, comment, and share for more story.